What if the thing you've been chasing all along is already in your hands? Think about that for a second. What if the happiness you're looking for, the peace you want, the confidence you dream of in English, what if those things are already here? Maybe they don't look perfect. Maybe they're quiet. But maybe they're already part of your daily life, waiting for you to notice them. We spend so much time chasing more. A better job. More money. Better English. More recognition. But what if the problem isn't that we don't have enough, but that we're looking in the wrong place? In this episode of Haseeb English Podcast, we're not just going to treat gratitude like some nice motivational slogan. We're going to dig into how being thankful for what you already have can completely change your mindset, not just in life, but in how you learn, speak, and grow in English. If you're tired of feeling like you're always behind, this is for you. So why is it so hard for us to feel grateful, even when we know we should? I've asked myself that question many times. We all know gratitude is powerful. We've read the quotes. We've seen the posts. Be thankful. Appreciate life. Gratitude changes everything. And yet most of us still struggle to actually feel it. Why? Because everywhere we look, the world is whispering, or sometimes shouting, "You're not enough." Social media, advertisements, even people around us, they keep showing us what we don't have. A better house. A more exciting life. Perfect English. More followers. A stronger body. Over time, you start to believe that something is always missing. And when your attention is stuck on what's missing, you can't see what's already there. That's why gratitude isn't just a feeling. It's a skill. Just like English, it needs practice. It takes effort. And honestly, it takes courage. Because to be thankful means slowing down, being present, and noticing small things. And let's be real, most people are too distracted to do that. But here's where it gets interesting. What does gratitude actually have to do with learning English? The connection is stronger than most people realize. When you practice thankfulness, even for small progress, you reduce the pressure you put on yourself. You create space to enjoy the process instead of just racing toward the result. Think about it. If your focus is always on how far you still need to go, you end up frustrated. You feel like you're not moving fast enough. That frustration kills motivation. But if you shift your focus just a little and say, "Wait, I actually understood more today than I did last week. I held a conversation. I followed most of that podcast episode." Suddenly you feel proud. You feel connected to your growth. And that emotion is fuel. It makes you want to keep going. I've seen this in learners again and again. The ones who only notice their mistakes feel stuck. The ones who notice their progress, even the small wins, keep moving forward. Gratitude keeps you in love with the process. And that's where real learning happens. But is gratitude just a nice idea, or does it actually change the brain? Science says it's real. Psychology and neuroscience studies show that regular gratitude practice can literally rewire your brain. It changes your focus, reduces anxiety, and helps you process information more calmly and clearly. And for language learners, that's huge. Because when you're anxious, when you're constantly judging yourself, your brain flips into stress mode, what scientists call fight or flight. In that state, it's almost impossible to think clearly. You forget words. You freeze. You get stuck. But when you're calm, when you feel encouraged and safe, your brain opens up. That's when the words flow. That's when sentences come out naturally. That's when you actually enjoy speaking English. Gratitude isn't just nice, it makes your brain a better place for learning. But what if you don't feel thankful? What if you're stuck, exhausted, or frustrated? Then you're human. And I mean that sincerely. Life gets hard. Sometimes you're just tired of trying. You feel like nothing's changing. Like you're not good enough. Like you're always behind. And in those moments, being told, just be grateful, can feel fake. But here's the truth. Gratitude isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about noticing what's still good, even when life feels heavy. You don't need to force a smile. You don't need to write a perfect list. Just pause. Look around. Did you wake up this morning? Did someone smile at you? Did you understand part of this sentence in English? Then there's something to notice. Gratitude begins small, one breath, one moment, one thought that says, I'm still here. I'm still learning. That's enough to matter. Now, does being thankful mean you just stop trying, stop improving, and accept everything the way it is? Not at all. That's not gratitude, that's giving up. Real gratitude doesn't kill ambition. It fuels it. When you're grateful, you're not chasing growth because you feel worthless. You're growing because you're at peace and you want to expand. Think of it like planting a tree. If you hate the soil, scream at the sun, and complain about the rain, nothing grows. But if you appreciate what you have, water it, and nurture it, something beautiful begins to take shape. Gratitude and growth aren't enemies, they're partners. So, can you be thankful and still want more? Absolutely, that's the balance. Gratitude says, look how far I've already come. Ambition says, and I'm excited for what's next. Together, they create peace. You can love where you are and still look forward to where you're going. Now maybe you're asking, how do I even start practicing gratitude? Especially if I've never really done it before? The key is simplicity. You don't need to write long essays or meditate for hours. Start tiny. Every day, notice one good thing. Maybe it's your morning tea, a kind word from a friend, or the fact that you understand this podcast right now. Ask yourself a simple question. What went well today? Or, what am I thankful for right now? At first, it might feel strange, but with practice, it becomes natural. Your brain learns to search for good things, and soon gratitude becomes part of your daily rhythm. And here's the bonus. Your English learning gets smoother too, because your mind is calmer and more open. What about mistakes? Can gratitude help with that? Yes, actually, mistakes are the perfect place to practice thankfulness. Instead of thinking, ugh, I messed up, try thinking, this mistake shows I'm learning. Gratitude turns mistakes into teachers, not enemies. And when mistakes don't scare you, you practice more, speak more, and improve faster. But gratitude isn't only a feeling, it's also action. Saying thank you to a teacher, appreciating a friend's support, being kind to yourself when you struggle, that's gratitude in action. And when you express it through your English, it makes conversations richer, warmer, more meaningful. Now, let's talk about happiness. Gratitude and happiness are like best friends. Happiness isn't about a perfect life, it's about contentment. Gratitude is the foundation. When you appreciate what you have, happiness grows naturally. And for English learners, this matters. Because when you're happy with your progress, you stay motivated, you speak more freely, and you connect more easily. And yes, gratitude reduces stress too. Stress is one of the biggest blocks in language learning. Worrying about mistakes, pronunciation, or being judged can make your brain shut down. Gratitude shifts your focus to what's working, what progress you've made, the people who support you. That lowers stress, improves memory, and helps you learn faster. It also makes your relationships better. Language is connection. And when you practice gratitude, you listen better, you respond with warmth, and you appreciate others. People feel that energy. They feel valued. And it shows up in your English through polite expressions, kind words, and genuine conversations. Gratitude makes your English more human. But what if life feels so heavy that you can't find anything to be thankful for? That happens. And it's okay. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring your pain. Sometimes it starts very small. Breathing. Surviving. Waking up today. That tiny spark of thankfulness is enough to start building light in the dark. Even in hard times, gratitude builds resilience. It gives you strength to take one more step. And yes, gratitude can boost your confidence too. Because confidence doesn't come from perfection. It comes from how you see yourself. When you're thankful for your efforts, you replace that inner critic with an inner encourager. You speak more, take more risks, and enjoy conversations more. Gratitude teaches you to be your own supportive friend, and that's where confidence begins. Motivation also grows with gratitude. Motivation is like fire. It burns strong sometimes and low other times. Gratitude keeps the fire alive. When you're thankful for the chance to learn, for the people helping you, for your progress, motivation becomes steady. You practice because you want to, not because you feel forced. That's the kind of motivation that lasts. And when it comes to fear, yes, gratitude helps with that too. Fear of speaking often comes from worrying about being judged. Gratitude changes that perspective. Instead of thinking, I'll embarrass myself, you think, I'm grateful for this chance to practice. That switch makes you calmer, steadier, and more confident. Speaking becomes less about perfection and more about connection. So how do you remind yourself daily? Keep it simple. A thought in the morning. A note in a journal. A reminder on your phone. What am I thankful for today? That small habit, repeated, creates big change. Gratitude becomes like background music, quiet, steady, shaping your whole day. Even criticism feels different when you practice gratitude. Instead of feeling hurt, you think, this is helping me grow. Suddenly, criticism isn't an attack, it's a gift. Gratitude turns obstacles into stepping stones. And if you want one small practice to start right now, here it is. Take a deep breath. Think of one thing you're thankful for. It can be tiny. Say quietly, thank you. That's it. No rules, no pressure. Just that small act starts building the muscle of gratitude. And over time, it changes not only how you learn English, but how you live.